A couple Q&A, yes, yes.
We're setting our love. Special effects there for me.
You're crazy, oh my god. Hey guys, sending my love as always. Today we are filming a Q&A, me and Mark, this crazy person over here.
You said I was crazy, so I act crazy. So it's question and answer with Wendy and Mark.
So the first question is, how did you guys meet?
Initially, we met in this wonderful platform called Facebook. I first met Wendy through a mutual friend named Justin and Harry.
What?
Yeah, they were like, yo, there's this new girl named Wendy on campus. And I was like, and I searched for her on Facebook and I was like, oh wow, she's beautiful. And then I sent her a friend request and that was the beginning of our journey.
Yeah, and I remember when I got the friend request that day too, and I was just like, who is this guy adding me?
Yeah, totally random.
Okay.
Kind of stalkerish.
Yeah, but we never really met there. The first time we met was actually at this Greek Kappa event.
I was at a party and I seen one of my mutual friends, Taylor, our mutual friends, Taylor, and I was like, Taylor, yo, introduce me to, Wendy, introduce you. He's like, no, I'm not gonna introduce you to, that's my little baby, those are my new girls, don't touch it. I was like, come on, Taylor, you're my dog, like, come on, Taylor. And
That is so funny.
Eventually she did introduce us, and, from there I kind of just said, hey, and then Wendy had this blank stare, which you can do for your viewers.
I don't know what the blank stare was.
Like, hi. I was like, okay, I guess that failed. And
yeah.
Then that was our first encounter.
Okay, so we started dating in 2012 officially. Yeah, so on and off for 4 years?
Yeah, on and off. I mean, that's...
It's a little, no, it's like 5 years.
Yeah, because that story was in 2011.
Yeah, so 2011. We started dating fall 2011, so it's almost 6 years.
Yeah, we're going strong for 6. I'm just kidding. It was off and on for 6 years.
Yeah, it was on and off for 6 years, definitely.
And then
it was off for sure for like 2 years, and then we started talking again.
No, I took the initiative on that one. I told her, I had this like beautiful line. I was like, I want to be a part of your journey. Like, I'm serious about you. I have a plan for you, Wendy-Paige.
Oh yeah. He was always so straight up, and that's one thing that I loved about him. So what attracted you to him or her? You want to start?
You can go first since I answered.
The reason why I was super attracted to him the first time was I saw him on stage at this event, and he was like kind of introducing some people. Okay. When he was on stage, he was just so macho and manly. What? And that, yeah, you were very manly.
Nah, I'm not. Okay.
No, yes you were, Mark. Stop, don't even act.
Okay.
All right. So he was like very manly, and I was like, ooh, who is that? And I remember even saying to my friend Julia, I was like, oh, who's that on the stage? And just like, oh, that's Mark, he's handsome.
Oh yeah. And he was like, that's like, I was trying to talk to you.
So what attracted me to Mark, it was really his very dominant like nature. He was very dominating, and he was just like such a man to me. And I guess that came with age. Like, we're 6 years apart.
I always had that.
Okay, whatever. All right, go ahead.
What attracted to? Oh man, I don't want to. So let's not be superficial on my attraction. So my attraction for Wendy, I mean, it's obvious. So you look at her. She's so beautiful. So when I seen her I was attracted to her since Facebook. So I was like, oh man. I was looking through the pictures. I was so creepy. I was like, oh man, she's so pretty. She had her big eyes. And you just look like a good girl. You know when somebody looks like a good girl? That's what really attracted me to Wendy. When she was beautiful and she looked like a pure good girl, which she is.
Aw, thanks, sweetie.
And Then, but that's like all the superficial. But honestly, as I got to know her, as her personality, and her, you know, it's like a Wendy's kind of spicy and sweet.
That is so sweet.
She's like
You're
super
making
sweet.
me blush.
And that's pretty much why I'm attracted to you, sweetie.
Okay, sweetie. Honestly, Mark makes me blush sometimes. This is a good one. What made you wait till marriage, and how has it been? That's serious.
I'll take this question. I think waiting to marriage is a super commitment. I think it's one that challenges you spiritually and physically. But it also allowed me to get to know Wendy on a mental level. When there's no physical interactions like that involved, it makes you approach a lot of situations within the relationship differently.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, one day we're not on the same page with some things, and like we can't solve our problems physically. It has to be through a conversation, and I think it allowed us to get to know each other, and it was just, I knew Wendy, but I think in the last 2 years I got to know Wendy very well, spiritually, physically, and mentally. So.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I wanted to wait till marriage in our relationship is because of my belief in God, and I believe that God has certain ways that He would like, His people to live, and I trust in those ways, and I feel like God's ways aren't made to make you go insane. It's actually what's good for you in your relationship. So, that's the reason why I wanted to wait till marriage, because I just knew that by being obedient to God, we would completely reap good fruit. What's a more?
You said it well.
Fruit, so.
And if I can expound on that.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're attracted to somebody in like middle school or elementary. It's like there's no idea of that, and it's just so pure. It's like you just see the person, you like the person, and honestly, for a lot of people who do wait for marriage, that is a test. For in a relationship, because a lot of relationships nowadays are very physical. So you take the physicality out of relationships, and I guarantee you, a lot of relationships, you'll look at relationships differently. And I know I did. So I'm not talking from a hypocritical standpoint, because at one point I did look at relationships on physical, not just. It's not easy now. It's one of the hardest things ever.
That was actually the second part to the question. How has it been?
Oh, how has it been? Oh yeah, it's been. We've been challenged. You see what I'm looking at every single day. It's not easy now. You're looking at this.
Can you stop?
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. We gonna be real or not?
Yeah. So. And I think.
See, she look at me like that. Look how you looking at me. Don't look at me like that.
It's not easy, but I had the drive to want to do it because, I would never want to do it any other way, because I've seen personally just making that commitment in our relationship to each other before God. I've seen the ways that has strengthened us, as a couple. Like, relationships are meant to be spiritual, and I feel like we just connect so much on a spiritual level, and I feel like that's because that's what we have been forced to focus on, like getting to really know each other, and like stuff that not even know each other, like, oh, Mark and Wendy, but like what's really going on in the core. Like, I feel like now if something's up with Mark, I just know what it is, like, pretty much.
Yeah.
Even when like you do get like that passionate feeling for the other person, you're just like, oh, but you just kind of have to have self-control and just be like, okay, yeah. Like, what's one thing you guys couldn't deal without if you got stuck on an island? Yeah.
My Bible.
Ooh, that's a good one. Well. And
it's not like, I know, like, when people hear that, it's like, oh, like, Duh. Every situation is in the Bible. It has every scenario you could ever think of, and
so relevant.
And you can look at all the soap operas that's happening, all the reality show, all that's in the Bible. It also has one of the greatest examples to follow. I'm not talking about Moses, I'm not talking about David, I'm talking about Jesus, and you know, he's the greatest example.
Yeah.
For you, it'll be your cell phone.
Okay, I don't know. I steal your answer because I think it's so good. All right, so what was your worst argument and how did you get through it?
You know, it's like any other couple. You know, the most funniest thing when you come to an argument, it has a negative connotation with argument, but it's normal in a relationship. So when I say arguments, I mean we disagree sometimes on financials, we disagree on, you know,
Mark doesn't think some of the things I buy are necessary, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm kind of I'm really shrewd. Some people call it cheap, you know. I even have a beautiful nickname for Wendy. It's called Wendy Spendy.
That's so funny. Our arguments vary. I mean, there was a time in our relationship when we argued so much, and it was just, I think one thing that you realize when you get into a relationship is that you can be very selfish, and it's actually normal, especially if you're not used to being in a relationship, because you know, we're just naturally selfish. But when you get to be in a serious committed relationship, you have to compromise. What really helped us as far as like arguments go is when we decided one day that, you know, our relationship and our love is more important than being right in this situation.
And another big thing that, you know, I would like to add is forgiveness.
Ooh. Well,
if you don't forgive, man, things will
true.
just pile up and pile up, and in life sometimes you got to take out the trash.
Yeah.
You know, and if you just keep hoarding trash, there's always gonna live with you. Sometimes you gotta take away the trash, and no one's perfect, right? So at the end of the day, once you keep that in mind, you know, your fairy tale person, you know, this person does A, B, and C, that just throw that away and just deal with the person. Because
the way I kind of like address any situation that gets me annoyed is it's the verse that talks about what love is in Corinthians, like love is patient, love is kind, like all that stuff. And I just feel like even there's some times where Mark does stuff and it absolutely gets on my nerves, and I have to, and he'll say something to me and like he'll just keep going, and I have to be like, love is patient, like patience, and it's just actively trying to treat that person with love, like that. No, I'm serious.
Even in the Bible it says, you know, you can either speak life or death. So, and you know, words do matter.
I mean, you have to be very careful about the things that you say to your partner.
And just how you speak in general, because words do matter in any scenario.
Yeah, not even just your partner, that's true.
And I got this from your mom. Once you say it, you can never take it back.
Yeah. Well, I think we spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think it's very important. How I resolve my conflicts.
Aw, you're right, Stevie. That's such a lie. That's not the truth, guys. So the last question is, how did you propose?
I took her to this national park, Biscayne National Park in Miami. We had a picnic. Yeah. And then from the picnic, I took her to a really nice restaurant called Rusty Pelicans.
Oh, I love Rusty Pelicans.
And
that's the first place he took me on a date in general.
I brought her back home and I proposed to her in front of her house. You know, I felt like that was a place where we had so much memories, and I always come up to her house. And I just felt like it was a perfect situation. And I think it was kind of funny because that same day, her grandmother, her aunt, happened to be there. So, you know, so it was kind of cool. It was exciting. Yeah,
and it's so funny, which is so crazy, but the same night Mark proposed to me, I saw my first shooting star.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's like really cheesy, but that actually
happened. Honestly, yeah, exactly.
And I was kind of like, whoa, this is nuts.
It's like a sign from the heavens.
Amen.
It's like kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the story.
Okay. What is something that you're both looking forward to in the future?
I think living with each other.
Yeah.
You know, I know, and you know, I don't know how Wendy is like. I don't know if she washes her hand after she goes to the bathroom. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Yes, you do. You do know.
I know. I'm just kidding. No,
do
but I'm just
you
saying.
Wash your hands after you leave the bathroom, sweetie?
Sometimes.
Ew.
Like every guy.
It's gross.
So, you know, that's kind of things I'm looking for. Just it's gonna be a whole new experience.
Yeah.
We get married, but that's it.
Like experience whatever God has in store, whatever it is. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Well, guys, it's been real. Peace.
The Marc and Wendy Show.
The Marc and Wendy Show. Okay. Yeah, I like when you grow out your beard. Can you do that next time? No, you
I like when you grow out yours.
Was that funny?
No, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just tell you how gorgeous you look on this camera?
Oh, thanks, Edie.
But even better in person.
He's buttering me up. He's
how I get all
buttering
the
my bread.
Mm-hmm.
Marc butters my bread sometimes.
Not with butter, but with jelly.
Huh?
Can I reenact how I proposed to you?
Yeah.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Can you stop?
Yeah, I'm a baby too.